Everybody, my name is Emma. I am a second company dancer with Northwest Arkansas Ballet Theater. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes with our Pilates Mat class. I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to get all set up, to join in on the call. All you need is somewhere comfortable to lie down, a mat, a towel, your carpet, wherever you're going to be comfortable, and then clothes that you can move in. We'll get started in just a minute, waiting for some people to join in. Good morning, everybody. We're going to get started with our Pilates Mat class in just a minute. Go ahead and set yourself up. Find somewhere comfortable to lie down. Get yourself into some comfy clothes. We'll get started in just a couple of minutes. Okay, we'll give it about one more minute. Make sure that you have somewhere comfortable to set yourself up for a Pilates Mat class this morning. You're in comfortable clothes, all ready to go. We are going to start standing today. We'll give it maybe another 30 seconds, see who else can join in. So happy you all are here this morning. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We are starting our Pilates Mat class now. We are going to be standing. I'm going to have you stand towards the top of your mat today. So choose one side or the other of your mat to stand. Make sure you have lots of space in front of you. Feet are about fist distance apart in parallel, standing up nice and tall. Take your gaze straight forward. You can close your eyes if you wish, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Nice long exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Softening the neck and shoulders, releasing the arms. Think about your fingers being heavy and helping to lengthen the neck by pulling towards the ground. Your feet are parallel, about fist distance apart. Taking a nice deep breath in, soften your knees, give them just a little bend. Soften your toes, don't grip the floor. Drop your chin to your chest and we'll start to roll one vertebrae at a time. Head, shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back. Whenever you get to your deepest point, you're just going to hang heavy here. Let your upper body be heavy. No tension in the neck, no tension in the arms. They're just pulling you towards the ground. Your knees are soft. Don't lock them straight. Toes are not gripping the ground. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sink a tiny bit deeper as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull your belly button to your spine. Use your abdominals to roll yourself back up to standing. Arms and head are heavy. Inhale, standing up tall. Exhale, roll it back down. One vertebrae at a time. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Hang heavy. Let those knees bend. It's not about stretching the hamstrings. It's just about warming up the spine, starting to release the back. Exhale, belly button to spine. Roll it up nice and slow. Find that articulation of the spine. Inhale to stand tall. One more time. Exhale, chin to chest. Roll it down. One vertebrae at a time. Softening the knees, softening the toes. Inhale. Sink a little deeper as you exhale. Hold this position here. If you can touch the ground, plant your hands into it. If you can't, gently grab onto your legs. You're going to inhale, bend your knees as deeply as you can without your heels leaving the mat. So don't squat, but bend those knees. Heels are down, stretching out the back of the heels. Nice deep breath in. Now, as you straighten your legs, send the top of the head to the floor and the tailbone up to the ceiling. Bending your knees, chest to thighs. Head goes down, tailbone goes up. One more time like that. Bend and straighten. Now this time you are going to bend the knees all the way down so that the heels come up off the mat. Good morning. Sinking back onto your heels. Getting your heels as close to the ground as you can here. And then drop your chin to your chest. You should feel a stretch in the backs of the ankles, maybe in the backs of the hips or the lower or upper back. Just breathe here for a moment. If this feels easy, see if you can rock your weight forward a little bit without your heels leaving the mat. And from here, we're going to bring your knees down to the mat. You're going to keep your toes tucked. Your knees should be about this distance apart, just like your feet. You should be feeling a stretch on the bottoms of your feet, maybe into the back of the ankle. Sitting up nice and tall, soften the neck and shoulders, and just breathe. If this is a little too much, you can stay leaning forward. You can have your hands on your thighs for a little bit of support. Arms down is going to make it the hardest. Lifting the belly up and in, softening the neck and shoulders. Nice deep breaths. From here, we're going to plant your hands, rock back onto your heels. Knees come off the mat. And then we're going to straighten the legs one more time. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, scoop the belly out. Roll yourself up, just standing. Inhale to stand tall at the top. Exhale, roll it back down. Coming all the way down, just like you did a moment ago, bend your knees, rock your weight forward, bring your knees down to the mat. Walk your hands forward until you're in your quadruped position, hands and knees, spreading your fingers out nice and wide. You either want your index finger or your middle finger pointing straight forward, whichever feels better in your wrists. Your hips should be directly over your knees, your shoulders should be directly over your wrists. We are going to be on hands and knees for a little while this morning, not too long, but several minutes. So if your wrists start to bother you, you can always modify up onto your fists, or you can take your mat, a towel, a blanket, whatever surface is available to you. Fold it over, place the heel of your hand on that folded surface, and take your fingertips off. From here, in this nice quadruped position, your back should be relatively flat. Think about that neutral spine. Take your elbows, bend them just slightly and turn them towards each other. Nice long neck. Taking an inhale through the nose, exhale, scoop the belly out, round your spine into that C curve for a moment, getting that cat stretch. And then inhale, find that extension of the spine. Don't exaggerate it too much. I don't want you to dump into your lower back. Your abs should still be active as you find this length. Exhale, tuck your pelvis around the spine into that C curve. Inhale, lengthen through neutral, and then find that slight extension. Let's come back to our neutral spine. Think about dividing your back in half. So the upper spine and lower spine. Keeping the upper spine completely stable. Thinking about that flat back. We're going to exhale, tuck your pelvis. So just the lower half of your spine changes as you curl into that tucked position. And then we inhale, lengthen back to your neutral spine. Using the abdominals to exhale, tuck, scooping the belly out, rounding the lower back. Inhale, we come back to neutral. Exhale, tuck. And inhale, neutral. Remember, you have upper spine and lower spine. What the lower spine is doing should not affect the upper spine. We're really emphasizing that curl in the lower back, that tuck of the pelvis, that engagement of the abs. Let's do this one more time. Did your elbows lock? If they did, bend them just slightly. Tuck and back to neutral. Finding your neutral position, stabilize here. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. Inhale, extend your spine. This time it's just the upper back that's changing. And we come back to neutral. It's going to be subtle. Inhale, extend the upper back. Exhale to neutral. Inhale, you're lifting your chest away from the ground. For those dancers out there, think about fourth rod back and neutral. Inhale, extend, belly is lifted. You're pulling the shoulder blades down the back of the rib cage, feeling the upper back muscles activate. Don't throw your head away. Your gaze should stay low towards the ground so that your head stays in line with your spine. Last one. Inhale, extend just the upper half of the spine. And back to neutral. Now building onto that, nice deep breath in. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, scoop the belly out, start to roll through the lower back, into the middle back, into the upper back. Drop your head. You are in that full cat stretch position. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And we're going to start to extend. Start from your tailbone, sticking the tailbone out. Your abs stay engaged as you slightly arch the lower back. Roll through the middle back, into the upper back, finding that extension again. Don't throw the head away. Keep your chin close to your chest, finding that extension of the spine. How long can you keep your upper back extended as you start to tuck your pelvis? Scoop the belly out, tailbone tops, lower back, middle back. Finally, the upper back has to go with it as you find that cat stretch. Push into your hands, push into your knees. Try to push away from the floor with your torso. Keeping the upper back rounded for as long as possible, start to stick the tailbone out. Your abs are already engaged. They're going to stay engaged as you roll through lower back, middle back, upper back. Find that extension. Let's do one more just like that. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, lower back first. Scoop the abs out, middle back, upper back. Drop the head. Find that cat stretch. Keep your upper back rounded. Start to stick the tailbone out. Lower back, abs engaged, middle back, upper back. Find that extension. Come back to your neutral spine. Widen your knees out, about mat distance apart. Sink your hips back. Find your child's pose. Nice deep breaths. Roll out your wrists. Rest your shoulders. Coming back up onto your hands and knees. Setting your hands up underneath your shoulders, your knees up underneath your hips. Finding that tiny little bend in the elbows, shoulders out of the ears. From here, really work on maintaining the squareness of the body. Don't let your shoulders or rib cage roll. Take your right arm, reach it straight out in front of you. Try to line the bicep up with the ear, or take it a little bit lower. Don't go so high that your body has to twist towards the arm. Keep your shoulders square. Set the hand back down on the mat. Take your left arm and reach it forward and set it down. Now, as you're doing this, don't let the hips shift from side to side. Your belly button should stay right over the middle of your mat or whatever surface you've chosen to use this morning. We're taking one more to each side, just the arms reaching straight forward, lowering down. Keep rolling those shoulders out of the ears. Reach and set it down. From here, square your shoulders, square your hips. Take your right arm, reach it straight out to the side, finding a T position with that arm. Set it back down. Again, don't rock the hips or the shoulders. Left arm reaches straight out to the side, and we lowered. Right arm reaches out, and lower. Last one, left arm reaches out, lower down. Keep yourself nice and square. Modify for your wrists if you need to. Take your right leg straight out behind you. Flex your foot. Square your hips. Square your shoulders. Don't sink back with your hips. Keep your hips right up over that left knee. And we're going to hover the right leg up into the air. Just hold here. Find your balance. Notice if you swayed way off to the left side of your mat. Try to come back to center. Take a look at that back foot. Make sure that your toes are pointing straight down to the ground. They're not turning out. Your hips should be nice and square. Set your right knee down on the mat, and here we go to the left. Take your leg out first. Flex your foot. Make sure you're parallel. Don't lock your elbows. Hover that left leg up. Find your balance. Square your shoulders. Square your hips. Your toes point straight down to the floor, and we set it back down. Now that right leg goes back up, flexing the foot. Hover your leg up into the air and pause. Is your back arching? It is. Lift that belly up and in. Those abs should be engaged. Take your left arm, reach it forward, find your balance. Shoulders out of the ears, don't lock that right arm. Keep breathing. Are your shoulders square? Are your hips square? Is your back as flat as possible because those abs are working? Set everything back down, and here we go, other side. Left leg goes back first. Square your hips. Hover the leg up. Make sure your leg is parallel, and take that right arm forward. We breathe. Inhale and exhale. Square shoulders, square hips. And set it back down. From here, the right leg and left arm go forward. Find your balance. Square your hips, square your shoulders. Exhale, use your abdominals. Draw the left elbow to the right knee. Find the cat stretch with your back, round your spine. Reach it back out. Fingers reach forward, heel reaches back. Exhale, abs, draw the elbow and the knee in. And we reach back out. Don't lock the right arm. Exhale, pull. And reach one more time. Pull, get that C curve. Reach, hold it, breathe. And set your hand and your knee down. Other side, here we go. Left leg goes back, hover the leg up. Right arm goes forward, find your balance. Square your hips, square your shoulders. Is your leg parallel? Exhale, abs, pull your elbow to your knee. And you reach it back out. Pull it in. And reach. Don't lock the left elbow. Pull from the core. Reach. Pull. Reach and hold. Soften the neck and shoulders. And set everything down. Widen your knees out. Sink your hips back. Find that child's pose. Nice deep breaths. Soften the neck and shoulders. Coming back up, we're going to give your wrists a little break. So coming all the way up onto your knees. Knees are about fist distance apart. The outside edge of the knee should be lined up with the outside edge of the hip, or even a tiny little bit narrower. And then take your heels. They can either be fist distance apart, or you can click your heels all the way together, whichever feels better in your body. Lift your belly up. Activate your glutes so your tailbone points down. Shoulders and hips are square. I want you to think about the front side of your body being up against an imaginary wall, nose, chest, hips, and knees. Take your arms, reach them straight out in front of you. Shoulders are down out of the ears. We're going to hinge from the knees. So make sure that your back doesn't arch. You don't sit the hips back. Everything stays in one nice long piece. Your knees bend slightly and you lean backwards. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, lift. Inhale, slowly back. Feel this in your quads, a little bit in the glutes, a little bit in the abs. Hinge, shoulders down. And up. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, up. One more time. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, bring it up and pause. Glutes, abs, sit up tall. From here, you are going to hinge at the hips this time as you sit back towards the heels and bring yourself back up. Try to keep the shoulders over the hips. Don't lean forward as you sit back. Should still be mostly quads, a little bit of abs, a little bit of glutes. Shoulders down, hinge it back, pull it up. Last one. Bring it all the way up. Pause at the top. Take your hands, give me a thumbs up with your fingers. Turn your fingers in towards each other. Lift your belly up and in. If your legs get tired, you can sit back on your heels for this series. Shoulders down. Exhale, pull your elbows wide into a row. Your elbows should be slightly higher than your wrists. Your shoulders should be slightly higher than your elbows. Pushing the shoulders out of the ears, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, reach. I'm going to turn towards you so you can see a little better. Exhale, pull back. And reach. Abdominals are pulling up and in. Pull back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And reach. Exhale, pull. And reach. Last two. And one. Pull your elbows back and hold. Line your elbows up with your shoulders. Don't let them be behind your body. Take your forearms, turn them up so that they're perpendicular to the ground. You're in a goalpost position with your arms. And then we turn them back parallel to the ground. Turn your arms up. And we lower. Lift, lift the belly, activate the glutes. Don't let the back start to arch. Up. If you want a little extra challenge, try to turn your arms all the way down, but don't let those shoulders jump up. Keep breathing. Shoulders stay out of the ears. Abs are lifting up and in. Use those glutes. Use those hamstrings. Last two. And one. Pick your arms back up. From here, you're going to pick your elbows up about 2 inches into the air. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Your elbows land about 2 inches behind your shoulders. Pick your arms back up and set them down in line with your shoulders. Up and back and forward. Shoulders stay out of the ears. Up and back. Forward. Use those abs. Keep it small. Don't rush. It's the slowness that's going to get you. Soften the neck. Last three. 2, 1. Pause here. From here, you're going to close your arms. Maybe you stop in front of your shoulders. Maybe you can get your elbows and fists to touch. Open back out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. We close the elbows and fists together and open. Lift the belly, activate the glutes, squeeze and open. Remember that you can sit down if you need to. Close and open. Shoulders out of the ears. Close, open. Last 3, 2, 1. Line your elbows up with your shoulders. Turn your forearms parallel to the ground. We're going to close your elbows into your rib cage. Pick them back up. Shoulders stay down. Close in and lift. If this feels easy, think about creating your own resistance. Pretend you're pushing through water. You're moving through molasses. Maybe you're holding weights or you're using a TheraBand. Give yourself an image to make it feel harder. Lift shoulders. Don't lift. Keep the neck long. Lift the belly up and in. Activate those glutes. Last 3. Here's 2. Last 1. Release your arms down by your sides. Shake it out. Coming back down to hands and knees. If you need to shake out your knees for a moment, take that option. I know we've been here for a while, but we're almost done with this series. Spread your fingers out. Modify for wrists as needed. Soften the elbows. Square your hips and shoulders. From here, keep your body where it is. You're going to be tempted to sink backwards towards your heels. Don't let that happen. Flex your right foot. You're going to exhale. Bend the right knee. Pull your heel to your glute. You should feel your hamstrings start to fire in the back of your thigh. And release. It shouldn't feel crazy hard, but you should feel some activation as you squeeze and release. Soften the neck and shoulders. Squeeze and release. Use those abs. Squeeze and release. Last 3, 2, squeeze and hold. Don't change anything. Keep your hips square. Pick your right knee up off the mat like you're going to stomp on the ceiling and lower it down. Pick it up and lower. I like to hover my knee at the bottom. If you feel like you need to put it all the way down, put it all the way down. Just make sure that if you are hovering, you're not letting your hips twist. They're staying square. Try to keep your belly button right over the middle of the surface that you're moving on. Last 2. Pick it up and hold. Use your abs. Little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it all the way down. Square your hips. Square your shoulders. Take a breath. Flex your left foot. Keep your hips square. Don't sink backwards. You're going to pull that left heel towards your glute, activating your hamstring. And release. Exhale, pull. And release. Lift those abs up and in. Pull. Don't lock the elbows. Release. Shoulders out of the ears. Long neck. Pull. And release. Last 2. And 1. Squeeze it and hold. Keep your hips square. Don't let them shift. Take that left leg up into the air. Try to stomp on the ceiling. Lower down. Either hover or set it down. Lift. Don't let the hips roll. Keep them square. There's a glass of water on your lower back. Don't let it spill. Scoop the belly up and in so that your back doesn't arch. Lift. And lower. Here's 3, 2, keep breathing. Pick it up and hold. Little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your knee all the way down. If you need a child's pose, take it. Otherwise, we're continuing on. Square those hips and shoulders. Don't lock your elbows. Exhale, the right leg lifts straight up to the side. Dog on a fire hydrant. Lower it down. Pick it up. And lower. As you lift, don't twist the body with the leg. Just the leg moves, even if it only moves a few inches. Here's 4, 3, don't lock the elbows. Use those abs. 2, pick it up and hold. Little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it all the way down. Square your hips, square your shoulders. Other side. Keep your belly button centered over your mat as you pick the leg up. And low. Lift. Lower. Shoulders out of the ears. Keep your chest pushing away from the floor. Don't sink into those arms. Lift. Lower. Here's 3, 2. Keep breathing. Pick it up and hold. Little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it all the way down. Take a nice deep breath. Right leg goes out behind you. Flex your foot. Make sure your leg is parallel. Left arm goes out in front of you. You can stay right here. If you want a little extra challenge, open your left arm out to a T. Open your right leg out to the side. Slowly bring it back to center. Don't swing. Open. Don't lock the right elbow. And close. Open. And close. Last one. Open. and close. Set your hand down, set your knee down. Reset your body. Last thing on your knees, take that left leg back. Make sure it's parallel. Right arm goes forward. Hold for a moment. You can stay right here, or you can choose to open the right arm and the left leg. Bring it back in. Use those abs. Open. Don't let your body twist. Just your extremities are moving. Open. Close. Last one. Open. And close. Set your hand down. Set your knee down. Open your knees up nice and wide. Sink back onto your heels and lower into that child's pose. Nice deep breaths. Very nice work, everybody. Let's go ahead and come to a seated position. Knees bent, feet about fist distance apart. Sitting up nice and tall, find that flat back, grabbing onto the backs of the thighs. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. Try to soften the fronts of the hips. I know they probably want to grab on. Do the work from the upper back and the abs. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, scoop the belly out, round your spine into that C curve. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. Inhale, lengthen up, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, scoop. Inhale to lengthen up. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl back and pause. Shoulders stay down. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, curl back one more inch. Inhale, hold. Exhale, curl back another inch. Inhale, hold. If your feet feel too far away from you, walk them in just a little bit. Hold your C curve from your abs. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. If you need to leave your hands behind your thighs, take that option. Otherwise, the arms come up to a first position like you're holding a beach ball. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, curl forward 1 inch from the abs. Curl back an inch. Up an inch, shoulders down. Back an inch. Forward and back. Soften the neck. Up and back. Last 2. 1. Curl back and pause. If your hands are behind your thighs, you can do this one arm at a time. Otherwise, we're taking both arms out to that T. Close back in, shoulders down. As you open the arms, don't sit forward. Don't flatten your back. Try to stay in that curl. Open and close. Scooping the belly out. Last 3. Here's 2. Last 1. Close your arms back in. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, curl all the way forward. Sit up tall. Rest for just a moment. Take 1 nice deep breath. Grabbing back onto your thighs or taking your arms up to that first position. Exhale, roll it back into your C curve. Shoulders are down. Keep your left hand exactly where it is. Take your right arm, reach it back behind you. Find a twist. Reach through those fingertips. Come back to center, scoop the belly out. Reach through the left arm. And we come back to center. Reach through the right fingers. Left arm doesn't move. Don't let it follow you. Back to center. Right arm stays stable. Left arm reaches. Center 1 more each way. Twist from the rib cage. Center. Twist. Center. Hold here. If you have hands behind your thighs, again, you can do this 1 arm at a time. Otherwise, both arms lift up to the ceiling. And we lower. Scoop the belly out. Lift. Don't let your back flatten. Lower. Shoulders out of the ears. Lift. And lower. Keep breathing. Here's 3. 2. Last 1. Lower your arms down. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Curl all the way forward. Sit up tall. Take an inhale. Exhale. Slowly roll all the way down onto your back. 1 vertebrae at a time. Flowing all the way down. Take a couple breaths when you get down here. Just let your body set itself up wherever it naturally wants to go. Take an inhale. Use your exhale to just release into the mat. Let go of any tension that you're holding on to. Think about your muscles melting off your bones into the floor. And we'll start to set up in a nice neutral spine. Your feet should be about fist distance apart. Knees are bent and also fist distance. Toes are nice and long. Don't grip the floor here. Keep that length. You're making sure that you have equal weight on the inside and outside edge of each foot. Don't put all of the weight into the outside edge. Hands are down by the sides. Fingers are reaching towards the outer edges of your feet to help pull the shoulders away from the ears. Your gaze is going straight up to the ceiling. Neck is nice and long. Noticing that the back of the head is down against the mat. There should be a little tiny lift underneath the neck. Your thoracic spine and your rib cage are down against the mat. There's a little lift underneath your lower back, allowing for that natural curve of the spine. And then your sacrum and tailbone are down against the mat. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale, scoop the abs out. Tuck your pelvis from the abdominals. You're imprinting your lower back into the mat. There's no space there now. You drew your hip bones towards your ribs from the abs. And then we inhale, release back to your neutral pelvis, allowing for that little bit of space underneath the lower back. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, imprint your lower back into the mat. Inhale, release, allow for that little bit of space between your lumbar spine and the floor beneath you. Exhale, tuck, soften your toes. Inhale to neutral. Continue just like that. Try to do the whole tuck from the abs, not from the legs. Can your hamstrings and glutes be soft here? Exhale, tuck, soften the neck. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, neutral. Pause in your neutral position. Take a moment to make sure that your ribs are gently knitting together. The back of the rib cage stay down against the mat. This time you're going to anteriorly tilt your pelvis. So you're going to stick your tailbone out to the mat. Let your hip bones rise to the ceiling. Lengthen the abdomen. Increase that space underneath the lower back, but your ribs are still down against the mat. And then we come back to your neutral position with that natural curve. Your hip bones and pubic bone should be level here. Inhale, tilt the pelvis away. Exhale, back to neutral. Inhale, tilt, soften the neck and shoulders. Exhale, neutral, rib cage stays down. Inhale, tilt. It can be subtle. It does not have to be huge. Exhale, neutral. From here, exhale, tuck your pelvis. Inhale, come all the way to that tilt. Through neutral to tuck from the abs, not the legs. Imprint the lower back. Through neutral to tilt. Inhale, hip bones rise, abdomen lengthens. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, tilt. On your next one, exhale, tuck your pelvis. Gently push down into your feet. Think about trying to pull the feet towards you along your mat without physically moving them. Just pull. You should feel those hamstrings turn on. Your pelvis is still tucked. You're using those abs, hamstrings, and glutes to roll your hips up into a bridge. Your hips come up off the mat. They line themselves up between your knees and your shoulders. Pause here. Make sure the pressure is coming from hamstrings and glutes and abs. You're not pushing from your lower back or from your upper back. We want the ribs to stay closed. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, start to curl it back down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, tailbone. Inhale as you come to neutral. Soften the neck and shoulders. Exhale, tuck first from the abs. Push into the heels. Pull them towards you. Hamstrings and glutes engage as you roll your hips up into the bridge. Pause. Here's your big toe joint down against the mat. Are your toes gripping? They should not be. Exhale, roll down. Equal weight inside, outside edge of the foot. Finding that articulation of the spine. Inhale as you come to neutral. Exhale, scoop the belly out, roll it up. Hamstrings, glutes, and abs. Shoulders are wide, neck is long and soft. Inhale, pause at the top. Try to almost tuck your pelvis more as you start to roll down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, tailbone. On your next one, we're going to roll up and hold. Abs first, then hamstrings and glutes. Peel your spine off the mat. Pause at the top. Take a nice deep breath in. Soften your neck and shoulders. Lower your hips 1 inch. Lift them back up 1 inch. Lower an inch. Lift an inch. Abs as you lower. Hamstrings and glutes as you lift. Try to tuck your pelvis a little bit more with each pulse. Long toes. Make sure that big toe joint is down against the mat. Lift your hips and hold. Now pretend that you're holding a ball between your knees. I want you to exhale, squeeze your knees onto that ball. They come maybe 2 or 3 inches closer together, and we release back to fist distance. Exhale, squeeze towards each other, and release. The knees do not have to touch. They can if you'd like them to. Squeeze and release. Long toes, scoop the belly out, use the hamstrings and glutes. Don't let the back arch just because you're using your inner thighs. Last 2 and 1. Separate your knees fist distance apart. Pick your hips up a little higher. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, curl it down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, tailbone. Come all the way to neutral. Take a nice deep breath. Walk your shoulders out of your ears. We're going to stabilize this neutral position. So remember, hip bones and pubic bone are level. You have that natural curve in your lower back. Your waist is long. Equal weight in the back of each hip. None of that is going to change. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Think about your transverse abdominis, your TA, corseting around your waist, giving you that stability. So it's abs engaging, but you're not tucking. It's that nice stability muscle that we have. Hands down by your sides. Now don't let your left leg move. You're going to slowly float your right leg up to tabletop. Your knee is over your hip. Your foot is in line with your knee. Knee is bent at 90 degrees. Your shin is that table. Shoulders are wide. Check in with your pelvis. Do you still have equal weight in the back of each hip? Is your waist still long on both sides? From here, hinging from inside your hip joint, you're going to inhale, lower your toes down to the mat. Exhale, lift back up. Don't bend your knees to touch your toes down. The whole leg moves in one piece as you lower and lift. Equal weight in the back of each hip, wide shoulders. Lower and lift. You're stabilizing your pelvis from your abs. You're also trying to move your leg from your abs. So as you lower, the abs are keeping the pelvis stable. As you lift, the abs are contracting to help the leg come back up. Inhale, lower. Don't let the pelvis wobble. Lift. Your left knee is still lined up with your left hip. Lower and lift. Last one. Lower and lift. Set your right foot all the way down against the mat. Reset your pelvis. Make sure you're neutral. Left leg floats up to tabletop. Shoulders are wide. Inhale. Tap the left toes down to the mat. Exhale. Lift back up. Soften the neck and shoulders. Lower, long right toes, don't let them grip, and lift. Remember that you're hinging from your hip. You're not letting the knee bend any more than 90 degrees. Shoulders are wide. Lower and lift. Equal weight in the back of each hip. Long waist. Lower and lift. Use those abs. Last 2 and 1. Pick your leg up and hold. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Point your right foot and pause. Wide shoulders. From here, we're going to switch your legs. Left toes touch down, right leg comes up. And we switch. Wide shoulders. Switch. And switch. Keep breathing. Switch. Keep those abs engaged. Keep your pelvis neutral. No hips rocking side to side or up and down. Switch. Switch. Last 2, 1. Pick both legs up to tabletop and pause. Open your arms out to a nice wide T position, straight out from your shoulders. Palms face the ceiling. Press your shoulder blades down into the mat. Inhale, sway both knees to the right. Your left shoulder blade is glued to the ground. Don't let it lift. Exhale, abs pull you back to center. Inhale, over to the left. Right shoulder blade does not lift. Exhale, center. Try to hold your tabletop as you move. Don't let it get smaller. Don't let the knees separate. Keep those inner thighs pulling together. Inhale, over, wide shoulders. Exhale to center. Inhale, over. Exhale, abs bring you back to center. Don't swing, use those muscles. Exhale, back to center. Gently hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Nice deep breaths. We're going to move into some abdominal work. Not that that wasn't already abdominal work, but some more abdominal work. Make sure that your neck stays soft here. The more you pull your shoulders out of your ears and use the abs to curl yourself up, the less you're going to feel this in your neck. At the same time, if you do start to feel it in your neck, you can always at any point take the option to put one or both hands behind your head, or just choose to do the whole series with your head down on the mat. If it's a little bit of tension but not a lot, you could try putting your head down for a set and then coming back up for a set and see if that works for you. Just listen to your body. This should not be a neck workout, it should be an ab workout. Take one hand onto each shin, turn your elbows out, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, push your legs into your hands. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat, finding flexion. Elbows are turned out. Your legs should have made it all the way to tabletop. They should no longer be hugged into your chest. They're not going to come past tabletop at any point. Staying curled up. Remember that you're curling from your abs and your shoulders are out of your ears so that your neck isn't tensing. Keep your arms right where they are. Inhale, reach your legs straight out to 45 degrees. Exhale, bend the knees, stop at tabletop, don't hug them in. Hands come to your shins. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. If you want a little bit more challenge, add the arms. Arms reach away and circle. Reach and circle. Remember, you can always place one or both hands behind the head or put your head down on the mat if you need it. Maybe you're just doing the legs. Maybe your arms are staying still. Last two. Shoulders down, one. Pause here. Take both hands onto your right shin. Extend your left leg straight out. Pull your chest up a little higher. Make sure your knee is still in tabletop. You didn't hug it into your chest. We switch. And switch. Shoulders out of the ears. Switch. 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 Take your hands behind your head. Find a rotation. Twist. Twist. Don't think elbow to knee. That makes your chest close in. I want you to think about your rib coming to the opposite hip. Your whole rib cage is joining in this rotation. It's not just the arms. Here's 4, 3. Keep breathing. 2, 1. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Nice deep breaths. Extending both legs straight out along the mat. Walk your legs all the way together if that's accessible to you. If it's not, you can have your feet hip distance. Your feet can be flexed or pointed, whatever works better in your body. Reach your arms back overhead. Biceps line up with the ears. Your hands are hovering above the ground. We're going to inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, start to curl forward. You're going to curl all the way up to your seated position. At the top, lean forward. This is not a passive stretch. It's not a relaxed position. You're still actively reaching through those fingers. Your core is very much engaged. Exhale, roll down onto your back. If this is a little bit too much for you, choose to do it with bent legs. You can also choose to grab onto the backs of the thighs as you roll. Try not to use momentum. If you need it to be a little bit more challenging, you could choose to do this whole thing with your hands behind your head instead of your arms reaching out in front of you. We're going to take about 2 or 3 more. Peel your spine off the mat. Shoulders out of the ears. Last one, we're going to curl up. Pause at the top. Separate your feet about hip distance apart. Flex your feet. Toes pull towards the shins. Sit up nice and tall. Find that nice flat back. If you can't quite get your back flat with straight legs, if you're stuck back here, bend your knees a little bit so that you can sit up nice and tall. Reaching your arms straight out in front of you. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. You're sitting up against that imaginary wall. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, chin to chest. Start to roll it forward. Head, shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back. Reach long. Again, this is active. It's not a passive stretch. Reach through those fingers. Exhale, belly button to spine. Roll it up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Sit up tall. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl forward. Articulate your spine away from that imaginary wall behind you. Take it slow. Don't just collapse your body forward onto your legs. Not only are you getting that stretch here, you should also be getting that work through your core that comes from supporting your body in this position. The core is also helping with that articulation of the spine. And then your arms and your upper back are turned on in order to keep the arms up, parallel to the ground instead of relaxing them. Reach forward. And exhale, belly button to spine as you roll it up. Let's do one last one. Inhale. Exhale, curl forward, reach through the fingers. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, articulate back up, sit up nice and tall. Walk your legs all the way together. If your knees were bent a moment ago, they should be bent here. Take your arms to a goalpost position, shoulders down, sitting up tall. Keep your hips and heels planted into the mat, don't let them move. Exhale, your rib cage rotates to the right, your arms move with your ribs but not ahead of them. Use your abdominals to deepen your twist, and we come back to center. Exhale, rib cage rotates to the left. Abdominals deepen that twist, and we come to center. Sit up tall, don't slouch back as you twist. Stay right up on top of your sits bones. Center. Exhale, twist. Deepen. Center, one more each way. Back to center. Separate your legs about hip distance apart. Reach your arms straight up to the side. We're going for saw. If you need your knees to be soft, take that option. Exhale, rotate your rib cage to the right and pause. Your legs should not have moved at all. Take that back hand, flip it so the palm faces the opposite way. Dive down and forward. Curl forward. Try to saw off that right pinky toe with your left hand. You're going to flatten your back. Extend your spine to come all the way up, sitting up nice and tall. Backhand flips. And we come back to center. Rotate to the left. Backhand flips. Dive down under something to reach for that pinky toe. Flatten your back. Extend your spine to sit up tall. Back arm flips. We come back to center. One more each way. Twist. Back arm flips. Dive down and forward. Reach past your pinky toe. Flatten your back to come all the way up. Back arm flips. Back to center. Last one. Twist. Back arm flips. Dive down and forward. Reach through your fingers. Flatten your back to come all the way up. Back arm flips. We come back to center. Scoot forward. Give yourself lots of space behind you. Walk your legs back together. Take one more roll up to come down onto your back. Lowering all the way down. Bend your knees. Place your feet flat against the mat. We are going to go for rollovers. If these are not appropriate in your body, please take another option. You can either choose to bridge, like we were doing earlier, or you can do the actions of the legs without your hips leaving the mat. Please listen to your body. If it doesn't look appropriate for you, then don't try it today. Hands down by your sides. Walk your shoulders out of your ears. Take a nice deep breath in. One leg comes up to tabletop. If you need to watch it once, please feel free. The other leg comes up. Both legs extend to the ceiling. Your eyes need to stay up to the ceiling as you do this for the safety of your neck, so don't turn your head to one side. Inhale, lower your legs down to 45 degrees. Exhale, we go up and over. Pause. Try to get your legs parallel to the ground here. Don't drop them, don't lift them. You're going to flex your feet. Separate them about hip distance apart. Lower your toes down as close to the floor as you can get. And scoop the belly out. Start to roll it down. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Take a little tiny circle of the feet to come back together, and we repeat. If you're joining in, go for it. Up and over. Flex, separate, lower, roll it down. If you need to modify, please take that bridge. Do the legs without the hips coming off the mat. We're taking one or two more. Go at your pace. Lower, roll it down. If you feel like taking one more, please take one more. Legs go up and over. You flex your feet, separate hip distance apart. Touch your toes down as close to the ground as you can. Roll down through the spine with as much control as possible. Little circle the legs to come together, and then gently hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a rock from side to side. Reach your legs straight out along your mat. Reach your arms back overhead. Roll yourself up to seated. Coming to a comfortable seated position. If that's legs crossed, please head there. If you need to modify, you can extend your legs straight out. You can sit on your heels. You can even sit in a chair. Do what you need to for your body. Reach your fingers out on either side of you. Take your right arm, sweep it up and over. We bend over to the side. Nice deep breaths. Soften the neck and shoulders, reach through the fingers, sinking that hip heavy into the mat. Windmill your arms up and over. Nice deep breath. Up and over to the first side. Hold here. That hip is sinking heavy. Take your top hand, reach it down towards the ground. Let your body rotate slightly towards that arm. Dropping your chin all the way to your chest. Breathe into your upper back. Open your top arm back up. You're in your side bend. Windmill the arms up and over to the other side. Hold your side bend for a moment. Take that top hand and reach it to the ground. Nice deep breaths. Open your arm back up. Bring yourself all the way up. We're going to stand up one more time and finish up with a roll down, just like we started. Feet are about hip distance apart in parallel, hands down by your sides. Gently lift the abs up and then gently activate the glutes for that nice long lower back. Take an inhale, exhale, chin to chest. Start to roll it down. Soften the knees, soften the toes. Let the upper body hang heavy. Take a nice deep breath in at the bottom. Sink a little deeper as you exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Use your inhale to prepare. Arms and head are heavy. Exhale, belly button to spine. Slowly roll it up. One vertebrae at a time. Standing up nice and tall. Give your shoulders a couple rolls. Open your chest. And we are all done. Thanks so much, everybody. I'm glad you got to join in with me today. I will be back next week with our Pilates Mat class, Friday at 10:30. Don't forget to check out all of our other awesome classes that we have going on right now. There's a full list on our Facebook page. I think they're also listed on Instagram. Go ahead and check it out. Thanks so much for letting me teach you today, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.